You can't heal everyone. You can't fix every problem. You can't solve every challenges. But one of the things you can always do is listen first before you jump into trying to solution something or help someone at all cost. Listening is the first thing that people expect from somebody who claims to have expertise. Your wisdom is about listening. There is a great quote by, I think, Jimi Hendrix that says, knowledge speaks, wisdom listens. We see it here sometimes on the wall in Seattle. And that's something that I keep in mind as I do my work every day. Today, I met with several clients, and that's always something I remind myself. And my intention is to first listen, and to listen between the gestures, between the lines, between the words, listen for body language, listen for pauses, questions, sounds that may come across unnoticed sometimes. Listen deeper so that I can step back, so that I can quiet and calm down my inner narrative, my inner chatter, and really focus on bringing the best and the most value I can to people who don't even want my help sometimes. It happened to me. I got on calls where people were not even interested in getting my help, but they signed up, or they booked a call with me anytime, or anyways, I mean. And what was I going to do in that case? I was not going to convince them. I was not going to use force to persuade them that I would have the best advice. But the thing that I would do that was most helpful in this moment was to just listen, asking open-ended questions and exploring their situation and reframing what they were telling me, and just listen most of the time. Today, we've got great tools. We've got AI tools that can record your conversations and tell you if you've been talking more than listening, if you know how much of the time have you've been listening versus talking, and in monologue versus listening, in fact. So use these tools. I use one every day. I use Fathom on Zoom, and I keep an eye on the gauge. I look at how I run these meetings. Sometimes it is time to go into a monologue when I do a course, when I do a lecture, but when I do coaching sessions, when I use the advisory hat, the hat of the expert, I listen first. So that's one of the key gold rules here in the MetaHelm world, is to listen first, no matter what. You may not be able to, you pretty much never cure, you pretty much never solve or fix for good anything. That's a fallacy. That's a myth. You can many times heal or help reduce the pain, right? In consulting, in B2B consulting, there's so-called pains, but really not pains as we hear it in other disciplines like medicine, for instance. There's mental pain sometimes, emotional pains, now that I think about it. You may reduce the pain for sure, but one of the things you can absolutely control and absolutely guarantee is that you will be able to listen and provide a reframing of the narrative that you've heard. And that is the best, most powerful, most simple, essential way you can trigger change. Remember, narrative power is the leadership skill to defy the norm when the normal is wrong. And so when you see and you hear somebody's situation that is normal but wrong, the first thing you can do to grow narrative power and help this person regrow their narrative power is to listen. Listen first. That's your duty.